I can't believe Mushoku Tensei just keeps getting better every week. This isekai is by far the most relatable one that I've ever seen. The last video I did was on Nanahoshi, really, and her problems with trying to get home. This episode really focused on Rudy and his sister Norn. Rudy has noticed that Norn has stopped going to class and that she is holed up in her room. This gives Rudy major PTSD from his past life, so he is really feeling a roller coaster of emotions over this moment. He rushes into Norn's classroom and asks the entire class if anyone has been bullying her, assuming that's why she hasn't showed up for class. I really like how Rudy stood up for his sister right here for sure, but it turns out that this is not the reason that she hasn't been coming to class. She's not been coming to class because of the major fact that she is Rudy's sister. I guess I should have known this ahead of time, but Rudy has like 20 times more pull than I thought he did, honestly. I knew he was popular and like super strong, so of course that would, boost your reputation. But I didn't think it was like that though. Norn is super young compared to Rudy, so I can see exactly how she feels, speaking from experience. Being a younger sibling and always being compared to the older sibling, it has a lot of achievements or accomplishments, can grow very tiring on you. Whether it be in class, in the hallways, outside, or even teachers calling her, she's just constantly getting compared to Rudy. Rudy is an anomaly. He's a very smart student and an extraordinary mage, so getting compared to that is just really, really tough for her. So when Rudy finally finds out that he is the reason that she's been skipping class, it does hurt him a little bit. I'm sorry if I skipped a bunch in this, by the way, but I'm going to the parts that I think are the most important. Lastly, towards the end of the episode, as I said earlier, Rudy is being reminded of how he was in his past life by how Norn is acting in the moment. So he gets help to sneak into the girls' dorm to talk to her. When he calls to Norn to enter the room, he hears it go away. Like he hears someone say go away. When you hear this, you hear a man's voice, and I said to myself, what the fuck is going on here? But it was just showing the parallels between Rudy's past life and his current life with Norn. Rudy also had a brother in his past that tried hard to help him with his shut-in issues, but Rudy wouldn't listen, which is also a reason why he felt so strongly about this, because Norn and his family, don't get me wrong, that also played a huge part in this, but I know it tore Rudy inside, knowing that his brother's attempt to help him just couldn't reach him, and how different he feels now. The same thing just simply couldn't happen to Norn for him. We learned that even though that she has resented Rudy, many people have tons of respect for him, whether it's the students, his dad, Rujard, the list goes on. She comes to realize that Rudy isn't as bad as she thinks, and pretty much she was just being unreasonable. Rudy talks to her, and this was a really good moment. That's what caused her to really realize how genuine he was. I will say this though, I think it's pretty wild that people were saying that she wasn't a good character and that they didn't like her. At the end of the day, she's a kid. She isn't going to make the best decisions. She isn't going to handle things like Rudy did. She is an actual child. Unlike Rudy, who is an adult in a child's body, she is actually young and she is learning through mistakes. As she gets older, she's gonna know not to do these kind of things. And at the end of the episode, we could see Norn, she's actually hanging out with people. Before she didn't hang out with people, she was kind of just staying to herself because people kept comparing her to her brother. But it was a very good sight to see her hang out with people in the end, and she actually greeted Rudy and greeted Sylphie. And I really love these episodes, man. Don't get me wrong, I love the fighting aspects too, and magic. I love magic in anime, but the slice of life in this show, bro, I could watch 10 seasons of it. I don't get tired of it at all. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. I absolutely loved it. This anime is what I look forward to every week.